Hey there.
And I think Renee is not going to be able to make the meeting tonight.
Oh, no.
But she said she's here in spirit. Uh-oh, we lost Audrey. Anyway, let's see if she wants to pop back on here. Hold on. Okay. All right, ladies. I'm going to go ahead and...
Who's missing? Somebody was here and then they disappeared.
Audrey. We'll give it another minute to see if she pops back on. I know what happened. She was on her little iPad thing. Let's see. We'll give her a minute. So, okay.
Carol?
Uh-huh.
I may have to get off. Remember that friend I was telling you about?
Uh-huh. Sorry.
He passed this afternoon.
Oh,
I'm sorry. She's gonna call. She said she was gonna call me tonight, so I just don't know when. But
all right. Well, do what you got to do, and you can always get the recording, and you'll be here in spirit. And I'm sorry to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't when we talked.
So I'm just not sure when I'm you know.
Okay. Well, just do what you got to do.
Yeah.
When you disappear, we'll know.
Yeah, we'll know. We'll send you some energy.
Yeah.
Audrey.
Yeah. That was quick. So.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Unmuted. Can we hear everybody? Everybody hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yay, as you can see, I'm back home. Let me just close my door. Sorry. All right, so how was everybody with the last weeks of stuff that we were playing with? I know I've talked to most of you, and I think you're enjoying kind of getting to know your posse.
Powerful posse.
Powerful posse. So this week, last week we talked about just expanding and being one with nature and really being one with everything and really having everything be a contribution to you. And so did you notice anything with that?
No big deal.
No big deal. You're already there. Like, I got my whole house working for me. Yeah, it's like I had a session with somebody and they were saying, oh, your house, you know, this, and this. And I was like, yeah, my house really loves to come out and play with me. And I've never been anywhere this long because I'm usually like one to hop around, and I've been here for like 22 years. So wow. Easy but true. And so when we allow receiving from everything around us, things can come to us in a way that is like magic. And so today I had a realization over the last week. I kind of had what I was going to talk about, and this kind of trumped it a little bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and dive in, because what I realized is some of the places that we might be stopping ourselves can be a little sneaky. Mm-hmm. Be a little, it's those things that we think are okay, or we just assume we've got this, you know, that kind of stuff, or beliefs that we've had our whole life. Like, I don't like snakes, I don't like lizards, I don't, you know, that kind of stuff. It's that little stuff where the universe might be showing you, hey, you know what, there's another choice here. If your point of view creates your reality. I have a friend who, she didn't like cold water. She just thought it was painful. She didn't like cold. So she decided to go to an ice bath retreat. And she realized, like, oh, I actually like this. Like, I love the way that it makes my body feel. I thought it would hurt. I thought it would just be uncomfortable. I thought it would be just, you know, nothing. And it was nothing what she had actually had the point of view about. So what I would ask you is, what do you have in your life right now that you have a point of view about, that you might have had this point of view since the beginning of time? It might not even be, and the hint is, like, it might not even be your point of view.
Hmm.
My parents being accountants, I think I've talked about this before, like everything was calculated. And so a lot of times I found like people that I talked to over the last week while I was gone, like they were calculating what costs were, not really tapping into the energy, but just saying, oh, it's just too expensive. Oh, I'm not going to choose that because of the money. Or, no, I don't really want to spend that $20 extra for the. Well, what if we didn't have a point of view about any of that? When you're truly following the energy, and this is case in point. I might have told Otto, but I don't remember because I was in such a vacation mode last week, even though I did work. I was trying to find a rental car, and I love a little small SUV to tootle around in because it gives me a lot of space. It gives me plenty, I can pick up people, whatever. I like to drive. And I tried to book one online, and for some reason, like it just wasn't going. It was like for no weird reason, it was just not going through. And I was like, all right, today's not the day. I'll just do it tomorrow. Well, the next day I got on and like none were available. The money had skyrocketed for these cars. And I was just like, all right, universe, I need it to be blah, 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 blah. And this is what I want. This is what I love. Just make it easy. And I've done that before. And it's like things just went. And then all of a sudden, like they had a special on a regular mid-sized car, I guess you would call it. Well, I booked that one. It felt really light. It felt good. And I was like, it's not the car that I originally wanted, but that's okay. And I just left it at that. Well, I get to the airport to check in for the car place, and there's no other car available but the one I tried to rent.
Of course. Of course.
So I was like, how cool is that?
Yeah.
So we don't always know the way that it's going to show up. And when we go by price, like, yes, I get that there's money that goes in and out of our lives and we have to pay for certain things. And sometimes we have a point of view about paying this or paying that. But what if, in the whole scheme of things, like, we can just ask the universe, hey, you know what I want, make it easy, bring it. Has anybody tried that over the last
No, but that's what I said a couple of days ago to the universe.
Yeah.
Bring it.
Yeah. I did that a couple months ago because a friend had wanted to go to the beach, and I kind of went in and out of it, and we were kind of like, yeah, as long as it's this, this, and this. And it kept like swirling around, and it almost got like batted away. So she called me one day, and I said, you know what? Universe, this is what we need. We need this, we need this. We want it to be on the beach. We want it in this resort, blah, 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 blah. It's got to be around this price range. Bring it. I said it like that. I was like, bring it, and I need it to be easy. And I was on the Airbnb site, and like within minutes, this new place popped up. We went to book it. They even gave us a bigger discount because we were booking, I think, 3 days versus like just the 2 weekend days or whatever. Anyway, when you can get out of your own way with those little points of view of how it's got to show up, what it's going to look like, any of that, and also be in communion with everything around you. And as your authentic universe, like, okay, you know what I want? I need it to be easy. Bring it. This is what it needs to look like. Sound good?
I'm glad we're talking about that because I was just talking to my sister about some things that we were talking about. Okay, are you going to go visit mom and dad? What are you going to do? Because there's always so much drama.
Yeah.
And I said, Denise, I'm not even going to think about it. I said, it's going to come out the way it's supposed to come out.
Yeah.
And because she goes, well, let's have dinner with Rainey and his wife. Because I said, first off, I said, Rainey couldn't take the pressure of not telling Mom and Dad because he's such a family. Every time I go there, he goes out of his way to come and visit. I said, do you think for a moment he's not going to feel guilty about, I said, no. I said, we're going to just let this all just happen the way it's supposed to happen. And we're going to enjoy ourselves as it should be. I said, and that's the end, that's it. I said, because anything other than that is not going to work out anyway. And so she goes, okay, I'm all for that. Good, done.
Yeah, and it's almost like,
and it will. It's all going to come out, and it has, So.
It does. And I think in this universe, in this world, in this reality, we forget to ask for ease.
Right.
We're taught, it's got to look this way. It's got to be this way. I was thinking, I flew Delta, and it was like the simplest thing in the whole wide world. And I was like, why do I not? I mean, I used to fly them all the time, and I was like, why do I not just fly them all the time? Because they made it so easy. And it's like, and I got off one flight, and there was a whole help desk right there, and I thought, I don't really need any help because it's just like skipping along. But before I went, I didn't have any preconceived notions. I knew I was staying the week. I kind of left it open to my friend who was there. And it worked out beautifully. I mean, it couldn't have been more beautiful the way that it worked out, because I chose to be in communion with everything, even the 115-degree weather. Now,
But it's my heat.
I was like, it's like a blowtorch heat. It's like your head's gonna blow off heat. But I mostly spent time like north, so it was closer to Atlanta heat. But anyway, so where are we cutting off things that might be right in front of us through just the tiniest of points of view? If I would have gone from price and said, I don't really want to spend the extra, I don't even remember how much extra it was to fly Delta. I don't really want to spend that extra money, and I want to do this. And I mean, but what I really truly wanted was ease.
Right.
And I had ease with everything. I had money show up. I had people show up. I had a massage that showed up.
Mm-hmm.
I had just all this stuff lined up. But the thing that made me realize is, like, I had certain points of view about leaving my house, leaving my dog. I have certain points of view about people lately. Anybody else with that?
Oh, yeah.
I have a certain frequency, I think, on things, and that just might be my point of view or my awareness. But I didn't really, it wasn't until like when I was heading back that I heard people complaining, and I thought, wow, my whole trip, everybody was so nice. People went out of their way to be nice. People were sharing fun places to go. Everywhere I went, everybody was just so fun. And so where might we be cutting that off in our everyday life? Like, I was in what you would call vacation mode. Or was I just
Well, it seemed that way when you were on the call last week.
Yeah. My
It
energy is probably a
seemed
little
that
different
way.
being home. But it's like, where would we not choose that energy all the time? Are we not in vacation mode all the time? Like, is life just a beautiful, orgasmic experience every single fucking day? So why would we not choose to be in that orgasmic place every single moment of every single day. What is that?
Hmm.
Now, I think it was a couple months ago, I went down and I actually did a tour of Atlanta because I was like, I've lived here most of my life and I've never gone and done one of those tours. I've been to a lot of places, so I got to see like MLK Center and some other places I had never been. But I was doing it through the eyes of a child and like wonder of like, ooh, like if I were coming to visit my city, so where could we do that every day in life that we're not choosing? Because we might have the tiniest of points of view in place. I'm busy. I got a call to make. I got to run over here. I got this to-do list. I've got, my job has me doing all these things. It might cost this amount of money. On and on and on and on and on, right? We could use really anything not to choose that juicy orgasmic place of the universe, bring it. This is what it needs to be. Like, I need it to be easy. I need it to be fun. I want money involved. Let's have it.
I even stomped my foot when I said bring it. I just said, do it. Bam. Like a temper tantrum. I'm at it. I don't know what else. It's like, do it. So.
Yeah. Because are we not the goddesses of our world?
Yes.
And Annette and I had a conversation earlier. So, and this was the awareness I'll share, but because my friend who moved to Sedona area, she was like, what is it about these guys? They have to back into the parking spaces and it's got to be perfect. And I go, it's not even only when they're backing in, like they have to adjust and adjust and adjust and make it right, make sure that they're in there. And I'm like, just get the fuck out of the way and let me park, dude, who cares? But yeah, so anyway, and she brought that up and I went, oh my gosh, that's so true. And she said, and it's always men, and it's not that I hate men or anything, it's just that I'm observing this and I'm wondering why. So, we love our men. But what we realized in talking earlier was, and I was going to bring it back up tonight, is this reality is a whole experiment with us having brains. We normally would just go from the heart and our gut, right?
Exactly.
We would follow that. But this reality is like a whole experiment with a brain. I think it's also, and this seemed really light when I brought it up earlier, was who thinks they're in charge? Is this kind of a male energy reality where everything has to be like 800 steps? It's got to be a certain way. There's nothing wrong. I love my men, I love my men. But if we tap into the reality of that, who is really in charge?
We are.
Yeah. Yeah. Happy wife, happy life.
Mm.
And who's tried to act like they're not in charge for a very, very, very long time?
We have.
Yeah. And so do you think you might have some points of view in place related to that we could now let go? That
Yes.
opened up some energy. Woo!
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so are we willing to let that go now?
Yes.
Generate all that shit that we've been holding. Any points of view held in place across all lifetimes, past, present, future, space, time, dimension, multiverse, universe, or any space time I haven't mentioned here. Incinerate.
Yes.
Incinerate. Incinerate. Some of it we used for our authentic local advantage. Let's just be honest. Like probably women of the South, they had to act like they didn't know how to do anything because all the men were off at war, but they still had to get shit done. So, being women, we got shit done.
Mhm.
And, but it would be kind of like they would have to go in and get, Gomer, who might have been left over and not been able to be in the war, to to help them kind of make it seem like the man was doing the thing. Where there
Are
were,
you saying manipulate?
what's that?
Are you saying we manipulate?
We might. Just a tiny bit for our own authentic advantage.
There
But
you go. It's the authentic advantage, Audrey.
Yes.
authentic advantage.
I'm
And why
happy.
not?
Well, and the thing was, we were made wrong for that in some instances. Like you were told not to take advantage.
Mm.
Don't take advantage of this, don't take advantage of that. Well, what if the definition of take advantage versus using to your own authentic advantage, is that like a completely different energy?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And does it really like contribute to all if you're receiving to your authentic local advantage?
Right.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. So anything that we've defined advantage is take advantage or of that synthetic type nature of things rather than what the real definition is of honoring all.
Mm.
Mhm.
Can we destroy and uncreate all that now?
Yes.
Yeah.
And renounce, destroy and uncreate. Make null and void, and incinerate. So there's still a little of an energy there. Let's see what that is. Let's blow that
It's
shit
a
out.
point. It's still a point of view.
Still a point of view. Yeah.
You know that
What
one
if-
thing to say it. It's another thing to say to really feel it. I think.
Well, maybe it's so. Let's look at it differently. If
Right.
you were able to receive all that would really benefit you.
Yeah. There you go. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Good.
are you willing to receive everything that would benefit you?
Right. That's it.
And yeah, that's a better word for it.
Yeah.
It's like using it. So what if we just blow up our point of view around, I want to receive everything to my local authentic advantage,
Right.
whatever we would define that as, any points of view. So any DJCCs, pissers, or any other like energies up there, release,
Yes.
incinerate. Okay,
Yeah.
that's better.
That's better.
Yeah.
That's
And so it might not always look the way that we think it should look. But what if it's a much faster transition from universe bring it to, oh, look at that. Here it is.
better. Mhm.
Are you guys experience like quicker times between the ask and the receive?
No,
Yes.
The tools? No?
me no.
No? What's going on, Carol?
My point of view is being impatient, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Would you like to give that up now? Is that working for you?
Totally give it up.
I would probably pull a little bit of my impatient energy in there too. Because when I see that guy backing up and trying to get us straight, I'm like, just park, dude, just park.
Yeah.
So,
Get her done.
yeah, I need it to be easy and I need you to get the fuck out of my way. So, whatever all of that is, let's bring all that energy out in front of you, okay?
Mhm.
From up above, from beyond, but from the side, I call it right, left, whatever, behind you, anything that's hiding behind you as a point of view. Let's bring it all out front in the energy and then sense that energy and then let's just incinerate it. So is it impatience or awareness?
Impatient that my awareness hasn't grown.
Oh, but I think it has though.
Not to the point of receiving what I'm desiring.
So what is it that hasn't shown up for you? You want to share? If you feel comfortable.
Well, sure. In the last 6 months, it's always probably no different than a lot of people. You know, more money, and I've already mentioned this before, like a car, new car, well, a different car. And I've been told I would, have a partner by now. And that has been the most disappointing. Because I've been told that for the last 4 years, maybe 5 years.
Who told you that?
Intuitives.
Okay. Yeah, I've been told too, and it's like I just got.
And it's like, just if it ain't happened now, like I don't even want to hear it anymore. Something's not right. As probably me,
Was
of
that
course.
truth, or was that manipulation coming through the person?
Well, when you hear from so many different people, I don't think it's the latter. So it's, what is it that I'm holding it up? And I did realize it was fear.
Okay.
Well, it's fear. Hadn't been with another person in over 40 years.
Wow.
So, that's a whole different experience. I don't have that reference point anymore.
So, are you making that this person has to be your everything significant?
No,
Okay.
I just want to have fun.
That didn't seem like you, but there was some kind of something in there that.
Well, a partner, similar likes, of course.
Yeah. So have you been
Yeah.
in the energy of, I think what Deborah was challenged with last week is like, where the fuck is it? I've been told it's going to be.
And I stomped my foot. Okay, Carol, let me tell you, this is what I've been doing differently. Because I'll walk a couple miles, a couple days a week. And it's on the nature trail. So every man that's approaching me doing their own walking, that's my partner. That's my boyfriend. So I don't, I'm doing a visual thing because I'm a visual person. So I'm doing it that way. I'm trying to, okay, I'll do it this way. So I don't know. That's the most frustrating for me.
So if you're focusing.
It's hearing that it's supposed to happen and it has not happened.
Yeah, and I've been told, I don't know how many times, like over the last 3 years, oh, this person.
Just don't tell me anymore. I wish I had never been told.
Yeah, so let's toss all that out.
Okay.
Because what it's doing is like causing you to go to a frame of reference. And then you're going
Right.
to, it hasn't fucking happened. Like, what the hell is that? And so it's, where could you go in that space rather than saying, well, she said and she said and he said that I was going to meet somebody in the next 3 months and it hasn't happened.
For 4 years.
Well, 4 years.
Yeah, thank you. Yes.
So where could you go? You could go to your own heart, your own knowing, a truth body and being. Is now the time.
Right.
A truth body and being, what points of view do I have in place that are holding this whole process up?
Mm-hmm.
Or keeping
Well,
this-
the fear is, I know, and I hate for this to just be on me, but, I'm at the age where, and I've already taken care of a sick husband. I don't want someone I need to take care of again. So that fear part is got to be healthy. At least as healthy as I am,
Yeah, because if you're focused on I can't or I don't want this, all the universe
Right.
is want this. Okay, she wants a sick husband. Cool. We'll send her one.
No, they're not sending me any, so I guess they're all sick out there.
So play in the field of that. Like, what would that look like? Not that it's not here yet, Because the thing that I do know, and even though it gets to be frustrating, if we have a point of view in the way, and that's where I'm saying these points of view that could be in the way could be the smallest thing that we think, oh, I got that covered, man. I have covered that. And then you look at it and you're like, oh, maybe I don't have that covered.
Mm-hmm. Right.
For me, I've always had a man for the longest time. I can't remember a whole lot of time when I didn't have a man. I didn't really date a whole lot when I was younger. But I realized that I really needed to take the time to give myself everything I was asking for first.
Right.
And I still don't have the man that everybody has told me over the last probably like 3 or 4 years too. Oh, you're going to have this man that shows up and he's going to be this and he's going to be that. Well,
I know what he looks like. That's what I'm doing.
I almost wish that I wouldn't have had that frame reference. I really did have to incinerate
Exactly.
that. Yeah, because it's like you have to incinerate that because then you have a point of view in place.
Okay.
What happens when we have a point of view in place?
Mhm.
Oh, he's going to be 6'4", he's going to be this, he's going to be that. Well, if the guy shows up and he's only 6'3", and you know, whatever, it's like, yeah. But really, my view of that is also like there's 8 billion people in the world.
Exactly.
And I would like to think that at least half of those are men, and then at least like half of those like women, you know?
Exactly.
Like
And half of those are in my area.
yeah. So, and I'm not looking for just any man, but are you willing to be the demand? Like I said, like it's got to look like this. It's got to be easy. Universe, bring it. You know what I want?
Yeah, you know what I want. You know, yes, I have certain criteria.
And then you could say if it doesn't come like right away, you could say, hey, it's now the time. What points of view might I have in place here?
Right.
That I'm
So
not.
what do you do with the disappointment? Do you just nuke that, the disappointment, after yet another year goes by? What do you do with that disappointment?
I don't know that I would look at it as disappointment.
That's how I've been looking at it. As
That's a point of view.
Okay, yes.
Mhm.
So just
Yeah.
nuke that out of the way.
I'm not disappointed. I actually think if it's taken this long, I've been able to spend some time with myself and give
Mhm.
myself all the things I've been asking for. But also, if it's taken this long, he must be pretty fucking awesome.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll go with that.
Like I don't want
with
just
that.
I don't want any boob off the street. I've gone out. I mean, I've gone out with a lot of people. I've dated a lot since I've gotten divorced. I'm divorced now and I've also been in relationships. So it's like you just have to know, like, Carol, you are a badass motherfucker, and you are creating something with the badass motherfucker on the other side. And it's not everybody that's going to have the potency.
Exactly.
I've been told that too. By the way, yes.
Yeah, I've been told that you might be too much for me. Like I've been told those things, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I am. See ya.
Yeah.
Next. And that's where that question next you could have fun with. And also, like, how could you have so much fucking fun with this rather than having a point of view about it? Like, all right, why isn't it showing up? Maybe there's something wrong with me. I'm getting older, la, la, la. You know, I saw this most beautiful couple in the airport that were probably around my age holding hands. I mean, and they were just lovely. And I thought, and he just looked at her like she had hung the moon. And she looked at him the same. And I thought like the universe is bringing that sitting next to me on the plane to show me. And I remember them walking by and thinking, oh, wow, you just don't see people holding hands that much anymore. How cool is that?
Yeah.
And
Did you say I'm having it?
What's that?
Did you say I'm having that?
I did.
Oh, good.
I also noticed that there were I flew out on a Saturday and there were mostly creators in the airport, and I thought, wow, isn't that interesting? like these are all creators that are flying out somewhere. Like they're all on the move to go, mostly creators. Some of them are still program people, but it's like I just had this awareness and I thought, maybe this is where I need to hang out. You know? Carol will go to the airport and hang out on Saturday. But also like just where could I have more fun with this and not make it significant that I don't have a partner? I mean, that has been significant in my life for probably 50 of my 54 years. And I gave it up to Jesus about 4 years ago because I was like, you know what? Because I had people say, well, where's your, they would invite me to things and I would go by myself because sometimes that's just easier.
Totally. Yeah.
Or the guy I dated was always traveling at the time and I would just, and they were like, oh, where's your partner? Where is Jesus? It's like, am I not enough for you people? Do I just not bring, humor and happiness and all that stuff? Like, where does that come from where I need to have an appendage? I don't understand. It's great to have, but hey,
Right.
you know what? Maybe these aren't the people I need to hang around with if they're not okay with me just showing up as I show up. I just don't put the pressure on myself anymore. I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and somebody can have a judgment on it, and if they judge me, great. Make me ka-ching some money. Because I will.
Well, that brings up a good point because, Carol, are you judging yourself?
Oh, sure. Oh, yes.
Stop that now.
Which means,
Put your hand out. Put your hand out.
Smack.
Let me slap it on the screen.
but see, that'll put constriction, right?
Yeah.
Judgment on self is putting constriction.
There's never a reason to make yourself wrong or judge yourself.
Okay.
I mean, we are all
Yes.
our own.
I need to be reminded of that. Yes.
And judgment is a thing that we can do so well for ourselves. Like
Exactly.
I don't need anybody else.
Yeah.
I never need anybody else to judge me because I would always make myself wrong before anybody else could.
Exactly.
So, would we like to all give that up, please?
Yes.
Yes.
And
Use
anything
that.
that doesn't allow that, give everyone. Beyonds. So where, and we'll go back to last week. Where are you still in a
Butt pucker.
butt pucker over it? That's Audrey's favorite
Butt
word.
pucker.
Yeah. Butt pucker. Okay, so badass motherfuckers, get rid of the butt pucker. So that's when we know that we're not really totally expanded out. That's when we know that we're not in that space of every day is a fucking vacation, whether I'm working or not working or whatever.
Right.
Universe, bring it. And I need it to be easy and I need it to be fun and I want it, whatever.
Just do it. That's what I've been saying. Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Be it. Like,
No, and then I leave it. I leave it alone.
Yeah.
I'm just tired. I just leave it alone.
just know it's on its way. Like, the men that we're pulling in are pretty amazing. Are they?
Good.
They might be walking from somewhere very, very far away, but we know that they are on their way. And I just don't have a point of view. I mean, I'm almost been like dating myself the last 4 years, and it's been eye-opening and awareness-filled and funny and all those things.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't have a point of view about it anymore. I just don't. I don't buy the someday my prince will come.
Yeah.
I used to work with a lot of printers because I did a lot of graphic design and some other stuff. And we used to always take that the other way. Someday my prince will come. So,
Hey, that is.
It's the craziness of this reality that keeps those points of view in place. And it's all stories. Now, the other side of that is,
Yes.
what would you like to choose to be your authentic not necessarily story, but maybe storyline.
Hmm.
What would you like to have your authentic universe be? Because we got the collective universe and we have our universe. I don't know if I shared this last time, but when I was looking at information about the Human Genome Project, and they did all this research on the human body and what it's all made of, it's mostly bacteria, fungi, and like not anything having to do with DNA whatsoever type of matter.
Hmm.
So what if we're like, this is a universe and we have our universe?
Hmm.
And when we don't have a point of view, lining up with whatever, you know, the universe out here has is much easier.
Right.
I'm just hoping that all my fun guy will bring in a fun guy. Sorry, I couldn't help it.
Too easy.
Good job.
Yeah. But what if you were just lied about it? Like I didn't when I didn't get the car that I wanted and the rental thing, I was like, oh well, okay, cool. But I still kind of in the back of my mind had the picture of what I wanted.
Mhm.
So what if you were in communion with everything? This happened the other day too, because I went to the bakery and I was going to get some things for the people staying in my house, and then I also was going to get just one little thing for me. I didn't even tell the guy how to separate it out, but he gave me whatever was for me in a little small box, and the rest of it for everybody else was in this box. And I was like, "Body, did you do that? Like, did you make that happen?" I didn't even say it. And the guy gave it to me exactly as I wanted it.
Mm.
So when we're in communion with everything,
Yeah.
and our body can be working in our favor, our being can be working in our favor, our house can be working in our favor, the forest behind us can be working in our favor. When I was in Phoenix, all the mountains, because there's mountains everywhere, could be working in your favor. You know, what if we allowed everything to work, again, I'm saying in our favor, but to our greatest local advantage?
Mm.
And any points of view that might be in the way of not receiving that, can we destroy and create it all now?
Yes, I choose that.
Yes, I choose it. Because everything is working in our favor. The only thing that's not working in our favor is manipulation. And manipulation is so plastic. You can, now that you guys have really expanded your awareness on that, you can like see it from 10,000 miles away. It's like, oh, that's like buying a plastic jug at Kmart. You know? That's like thinking that blue light is real. Rather than just choosing the energy of what's authentic for you. And that is nature. When we go back to nature and we see everything, like now we're kind of seeing the cooler weather starting to come in. So we have all the seasons. We see the trees blooming and going around and getting green and then dropping their leaves and all this stuff and going through the same thing all over again. Well, where does our life do that when we don't have a point of view about it? And we can allow the beauty of all of that to come in and be a contribution to us. There's a reason for all the seasons. I remember this when I was really stressed and I was working all the time, and I went to this doctor and he was a naturopath, and he was like, Carol, there's a reason why. And I was doing it like, I was working, I don't know how many hours a day and running this marathon and that marathon and going to the gym, you know, and I was just like a maniac about everything. And when I really like was able to slow down and realize there's a reason for the seasons. Fall and winter for rest and to regroup. And then you got spring and summer again. But just because we're resting and regrouping and we don't see all the things going on behind the scenes, does that mean there's no movement?
No.
No. There's a lot of movement. And for the badass guys that are coming our way, or the badass things that you're asking for that aren't here yet, there's a reason for the seasons. Trust in the seasons.
Right.
When you can trust in the seasons, you'll have less points of view about how it shows up. Do we have a point of view that the leaves will hit the ground in the fall?
Mm.
So where can any and all of that be an easy contribution to your authentic local advantage?
Mm.
And you'll get to the point with this where it'll be automatic. It's kind of like me thinking, oh, I really should. I didn't even say I really should tell that guy that he needs to separate that out because I want that box for myself. Like, it just happened. The car just happened. The car that I wanted showed up. It just happened. I didn't have a point of view about, oh, I had to get that other car. Shoot. It's not what I wanted. I just went, oh, you know what? I'm going to just trust that it all shows up in the way that it needs to show up. Because I know nature and I trust in nature. And nature will kind of always show you your point of view.
Mm.
It will always show you your point of view. I dated this guy for a while, and he had all these things about weather, like storms and this and that, and he was always tracking storms and all that other BS. But and we were supposed to go to some outdoor football thing, and he goes, oh, it's supposed to rain all day. I don't know. And I was like, nah, we can just move it. And it did. It like moved somewhere. I said, hey, storm, not really working for me today. Can you move over somewhere where it's not going to bother me, and then maybe not mostly everybody else, like, somewhere off. So where are we not having the conversations with everything that could be a contribution to us?
Right.
I mean, we can move the weather. If we're energy and everything else is energy, what is in the palm of our hand that we're not using? And I'm not just talking for fun. But so, are you willing to be the goddesses that you came here to be?
Mm. Yes.
Are you willing to be the goddesses of your reality for everything to be to your authentic local advantage?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am.
So how about I own this?
I own it.
I own it. I own it. It's mine. So the thing that I wanted to play with also is like, are you owning your body? And are you completely being in your body?
Right.
So what percentage do you think you're being in your body? Most of the time. So I am going to, hold on a second. I'm going to pull up this question because I think it'll be good for everybody. Hold on. All right, where did you go? Bear with me a second. Okay, here it is. So are you willing to own your body? So let me ask you these questions. What awareness, energy, and frequency can body and being be to be 1,000% head up, facing forward, centered, and functionally aligned with your physical body to your local, authentic advantage here now? And just receive the energy of that question. And I'll say it again in just a second. So what awareness, energy, and frequency can body and being be to be 1,000% head up, facing forward, centered, and functionally aligned with this physical body to your authentic, local advantage here now? And just receive. And what is everything manipulating body and being to be out of balance, out of center, or out of alignment? Do you choose to destroy and uncreate all that now?
Yes. No.
Yes, incinerate.
Right.
Do you command that body and being be self-centered, self-referenced, self-aligned in this authentic, biotic, physical body, all on the same contributive reality planes, all to your authentic local advantage here now? I'll say that again. I command that body and being be self-centered, self-referenced, and self-aligned in this authentic, biotic, physical body, all on the same contributive reality planes, all to my authentic local advantage here now. I own this body.
I do.
Can you say that? I own this body.
Own
Yep.
this.
I own this being. I own this my universe. I own this body. Does that kind of cause you to go back into your body a little bit more?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I own this body. So that could be a way to start the day, like I own this body.
Mhm.
I'm willing to be 1,000% self-centered. And we've been taught not to be self-centered, but what if being centered with the self-centered body is what that really means? That's where we have a definition that kind of goes off the rails with that as well. Oh, you don't want to be self-centered. Well, why wouldn't we want to be? Because what if I'm self-aligned and centered in my body completely? Is that not a contribution to all, with me included?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So go out there and be self-centered. Good. Yeah.
Yes.
And Audrey's doggy wants to be. What a little sweetheart.
Because I'm being self-centered right now.
Yeah. I own her. I own her. But anyway, how does that feel in the body?
Better.
Better.
Difference? Yeah.
Yes.
This is effective.
From this space right here, what would stop you from being the badass motherfucker that you are?
It's ourselves.
Yeah. Stuff that isn't real. Doubt, doubt, blame, shame, regret, guilt,
Right.
supposedly. All that shit isn't real.
Bullshit.
I like to do the snap out with all that stuff. It's like, out. And like, again, because you're aware beings and you become more and more aware, you'll see that stuff coming from a mile away and you'll be like, I don't think so. I just don't think so. Not this gal, not this time, not here right now. No.
Right.
So what could you choose from this space? From this empowered, expanded place? Could you be on vacation every day? Literally?
Right.
Could you play in the space of just play every day? Literally? And see what could show up?
Mhm.
I like the idea of playing with that.
What's that?
I said I like the idea of playing with that, being on vacation every day.
Yeah. Does that not open up more energies for you to play with?
Yeah, it does.
You know, we're in here in this lifetime that we chose to come back to in a body. I mean, there's a lot of energies out there that wish they had a body. Why would we not be on vacation every day? We're on vacation from floating around in space, you know, as all our fungi and all that other stuff. So we're in a physical body that we can have sex with, that we can have joy with, that we can be caressed with, have massage on, be hugged on, be loved on. Why can't we do that with life?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Hug on that life.
I like that.
Yeah. Any questions? Any concerns?
I like I hadn't never really thought about it because Bob and I both see spirits and sense things like that. I never really thought about the fact that we're here and they would love to be here and they can't, and we take that. It's one of those, I take it for granted. Don't even think about it.
I mean, it's such a beautiful gift. Like, use it. Strut, take that body out. Have some fun with it. Or keep that body in and have some fun with it. Whatever you want to do. But yeah, like we chose to come back in body right here, right now at this time. And there's a reason for that. And why are we not just like, we should be having a big party.
Whooping it up.
Whooping it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I went to the most haunted town in Arizona, and I'm sure there's a lot of energies that wanted to be in body there.
Yeah.
I just sensed it. It was like a little bit of a heavy energy, but not as heavy as I thought it was going to be. But they've done those people that go out with all that equipment, and they'll go in there and be like, did you hear that? Did you hear? You know, they did that at one of the hotels there that we went in, and we were just laughing. I was like, did you hear that? Yeah. And the guy was like, the bartender guy was like, oh, you could, that's not real. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. It's just a point of view. But anyway, so what if you just went on vacation all this week?
Okay.
I hear Deborah at work telling everybody, I'm on vacation. Don't ask me to do that.
Carol said it's okay. You can give her a call. She'll tell you. It's all good.
The first week of the fall semester where I work.
Yeah. Yeah, there were a bunch of kids. I was around a couple of universities there, and there were like kids coming in the airport like nonstop. And I was like, oh, what's the deal? And the guy was like, oh, yeah, this university and that university and that university. But it's kind of a cool energy because it's like a brand new world for them.
Right.
And it's going to open up a whole other chapter. So how many points of view are going to be just totally squashed within even the first week for them?
Yeah.
So where could we look at life anew? Like, you know, we're new students at this whole thing we call life.
Yeah.
And what if things could show up greater on our vacation we call this life, in such an orgasmic way that it's like, I don't even have to say universe, bring it. The universe will just, I'll have that connection and it'll show up.
Deliver like dominoes.
Yeah. And even if you drop it or all those things that they have in the commercial, it's all just a point of view. They'll give you a new one.
Right.
Yeah. They don't have a point of view. They'll give you a new pizza.
Mm-hmm.
So how many new pizzas can you have over the next week? Without a point of view about it.
Right.
Like, what if you didn't have a point of view? If you slipped and fell, if there was ice, even though it's still summer and all that other stuff. How much fun could you have with that all?
Yeah.
And how many points? So let's do this. Let's just do a main clearing because I know we're hitting 8. And you guys have to go. But so any points of you holding anything in place here where I can't just live life as a vacation and have it show up with great ease and fun and joy and orgasmic energy? Just incinerate that all now. Clear. Out. Anything that doesn't allow that, out. Out, out, out. Did you see that? I'm just kidding. I almost want to do a spoof show with all that because it's always like that green light or that red light stuff, and they're like, oh, it was just something that went by. As if we're all like just cells and fungi and stuff anyway. How can we reorganize all that for everything to just
Right.
Be a fun magnet.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good visual. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah. So have fun with this week. I'll partner you up with different people. And I know, Carol, we didn't get together yet, so I'll connect with you after the call. But yeah. And that's from all the input from everybody. Everybody's enjoying get to knowing everybody. So cool. I'll try to partner you up with somebody you haven't been partnered with, and we'll go from there. How much fun can you have? How much orgasmic energy can you pull in? How much vacation can you live
Exactly.
over the
Yep.
next week? Okay. I hope to hear cool stories
I hope I have one.
next week. Much love.
Take care.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
See you. Have a good week.